Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. How's it, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I'm joined here once again by Dave Hayworth of Colossus Grow Entertainment for another convention discussion. This time, we're going to be talking about their upcoming Oregon Con, Beaver State Comic Con.
I thank you, Wayne, for having me again. I really appreciate it. It's a great show.
Oh, no, thank you for coming on and talk about Beaver State Comic Con. So to begin, what made you and Marina want to have a third con in Oregon?
Well, we pretty much run all of Southern Oregon, and we've hung out at Kimura Con, so I'm familiar with the community up in the Portland area. And we were going to a friend's convention in Salem, Art Expo in Salem. And on the way there, we stopped by Bend, Oregon, and, just grab some coffee and, talk to some people. And they had said that they had never had a Comic Con there in Bend, and I was kind of shocked. And we went in after that. We decided just to go to Salem, but we were shocked of all the construction that was going on in Bend, Oregon. It just seemed like it was growing. So after the event in Salem, we were driving through Bend again, and we decided to stop at a venue that's out there. That is the Deschutes Expo. And they had said that they would love to have us to do something out there because there hasn't been a whole lot of action out there, and it's the largest, it's the fastest growing city in all of the United States. So we said, yeah. So we said, well, you know what? We have to do something here because it's over 120,000 people, and so Marina named the convention Beaver State Comic Con, and we been pedal to the metal ever since.
Oh, when did you guys decided to what year did you both decide to come up with, hey, we want to do another con here in Oregon? And I'm glad to see that Oregon having so many cons. It's just
we weren't planning on it at all. We were not planning on it at all. We've been looking at Montana and other places, but not in Oregon. But Bend, Oregon, Central Oregon, they don't have anything. So at least of anything of actual quality. So
well, I know there's Mid Valley Commodore Expo, and then there's that other.
Right. Well, that's Salem now.
There's that other one. I can't remember the name of it. I had them on a while back, but they're somewhere in Central Oregon too, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
so Salem, it's Oregon is interesting, because Medford and Bend, that's divided by a huge mountain range. And Salem and Bend is also divided by a huge mountain range. And Oregonians from Medford do not go to Bend. Oregonians from Salem don't go to Bend. People from Bend don't go to Salem or don't go to Medford. They, unless they're doing some kind of vacation or they're visiting family, something like that. So they usually don't travel those distances. And, from Medford to Bend, it's about a 3.5 hour drive. So
yeah, there's no Greyhound that goes from here to there either, which I wish would, so I can go up there to you guys to that con.
Right. And the thing was, Portland has shows, Salem has Mid Valley, Medford has Meadowlark and Anna Medford, and Bend has nothing. And for people in Bend to get to a show, they have to go to Salem, they have to go to Portland, they have to go to Medford. And just talking to people, they're really not doing that. So it was the last untapped fan base in Oregon is Bend. So we decided to do a show there, just, and it's been great. We've had a great response from Bend and the surrounding towns there, and we've had amazing ticket sales, and the celebrities are excited to be there, and a lot of vendors, and it's just it's going to be great.
Yeah,
There
you
were
guys have done, like, long too, sure.
Yeah, there were some in Bend who would email us and say, "Is this really happening, or is this like fake, or is this a scam or something? Is this for real?" And we had to tell them, "Oh yeah, it's for real. It's happening."
I mean, if you go on the Instagram, I mean, I followed you guys for a long time. I mean, if it's a scam, it's a pretty damn good scam.
Right. No, so it's been really good, and we look forward to being in Bend, Oregon for many years. But Wayne, like we've always said, um, if you want these types of events to continue that are family friendly, and your kids can hang out for an entire day or weekend in safety, you got to support it. You got to come to the show and support it. We said that in Medford back in 2018, and I mean, here we are 2024, so, and 2025, and we're already committed to 2025. So,
I
um,
mean,
you know,
I mean, you guys just recently at Gym State had Sean Astin go to your con, and he's a pretty big name.
right. And,
So,
and I have to tell you, we told the people in Boise, Idaho, we said, if you want big name actors, you have to come out and support the show. And they
mhm,
did. They did, and they ended up getting Sean Astin. And we always promise when we say something, it's always a promise. And we tell Medford, we tell Bend, if you want someone like Sean Astin, you have to come out to the show and support it. Once
yeah,
the numbers are there, then we'll bring out Sean Astin. And
oh
he's
yeah, no,
more yeah. He's more than happy to come to any of our shows. He loves our shows. He says it's better than those bigger shows because the fans are a little bit friendlier, I guess, because they're not spending as much money.
well, it's also less hectic too, because I know with the bigger shows you have, there's like a limited time that a fan can spend time to talk to the actor, because like hey, all right, next person, next person, next person, next person, next person,
Right,
with your
right,
guys' like with your guys' like Moricon here and some other cons, like you can actually get the chance to talk to like
right.
the special guests and
And I
not have
mean,
to like fork over like
right,
hundreds of dollars for an autograph.
right. And Gem State, even though we had over 40,000 people, people still had the
Forty
time to.
thousand.
Yeah, it's the flagship show. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like your guys' main con too, with Gym
Yeah,
State.
the flagship. Yep.
40,000. I saw pictures, and like you guys had a lot of people in that one room alone.
Yeah, and that was just one part of the. We had two huge building sections, so what
Oh,
you're seeing in those photos is probably just that one section.
I think it was. I mean,
Yeah.
and you, like I said, you guys have come a long way. So, so what made you and Marina decide to choose the Deschutes County Fairground in Bend?
Well, we went to talk to them, and they were welcoming. They wanted us really bad. It's nice to come to a venue and they kind of know who you are and know what you do, and they want you to be there. You know what I mean? There are a lot of
Mhm.
venues that don't want these types of events because it brings out a lot of people. Some venues can't handle, more than 4 to 5,000 people, at one time. And, these types of shows, they have a propensity to bring out that many people or eventually at some point bring out that many people.
I mean, I feel like something like that in Bend would, yeah, get a lot of people, but it's also not only publicity for you guys, it was also publicity for Bend itself. So in case you guys have a future show at a different building, you'll like, oh hey, this did properly popular. I want to go next year.
Right.
You know,
And right. And we can always move it to bigger and better buildings, as time goes by, look at Meadowlark. I mean, that started out at the
And
Ramada.
a little, a little tiny convention room to
Yeah,
like
and then that closed, and then we had to take it over to Grants
Grants
Pass
Pass.
because of COVID as well, and Medford didn't really have a venue at the time that would cater to us. And then last year we had it at the Expo because they
Right.
finally ended up getting staff that was open minded to have such an
For
event.
Edmondsburg, yeah. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, there's a lot that goes on, but not something like it's usually rock shows, beer fest, music shows
Mhm.
at the fairgrounds, but never a
Right,
convention. So I'm glad to hear that Jackson County Fairgrounds was like open to the idea of adding
right.
something that's never been done before.
Right. And since 2019, we've been lobbying and talking to community leaders in Medford, talking them and persuading them to build some kind of large convention center or what
So
have
hoping
you. And what came of that, I believe we helped a lot in that, was to get the
Rogue
Rogue
X.
X built. And as soon as it was built, they called us, said, "We're ready for you." And I said, "Great, let's do it."
Really? I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
imagine how much that would like. I can't imagine the cost of renting out a big space like that, especially with the big, like, you got the main entrance, you got a lot of room outside for food trucks, and I imagine there's also gonna be concession stands inside. We got the big sports room, you know, pool area for kids, families, and stuff like that. And I think that's as close as we're gonna get to a convention center, unless day Medford decides, hey, we have the money, let's build a giant convention center somewhere
Right.
in the middle, somewhere.
Yeah, Rogue X will probably be it, at least in our lifetime, you know?
Oh, so it's gonna be like a permanent residence, basically.
Yeah, it'll be a permanent residence,
Then nice.
unless Rogue X decides, hey, maybe this is just too big for us. But I don't know. They're very excited about
I mean, to make something
Meadowlark and
big.
Anna Medford. Yeah, because it's been COVID and with the fires, it's been tough over the years.
Okay.
But Meadowlark and Anna Medford they've been hanging tight, and
Hmm.
we finally got a great venue. So
I mean, you guys been going strong for, you know, 18, no, 19, not 20, 2021,
well,
2022,
we still
20,
count 20.
20. So you guys been going on for 20 6 years. You guys been going strong for 6 years now.
Hmm.
Most cons, eventually got permanently shut down during COVID, but you guys somehow managed to get Josephine County Fairgrounds in 2020 for,
Right.
that Anna Medford, Meadowlark one day and the next day Anna Medford, and then say, 2020, I think was it 2022, you guys announced, hey, we're going to be at the Expo,
Right.
and then last year was also Meadowlark's last time at the Josephine. Then that's when you guys announced, hey, it's gonna be in Medford, and then I think it was early this year, I think you guys announced, hey, we're gonna be at Rogue X, and then seeing what
Right.
Rogue X looked like, I'm just like, that's a good thing. Plus, you guys will have AC. I know you guys.
Yeah.
I know you guys did the best you could with those swamp fans and everything, but I think a lot of people who attended last year who had to leave early will be happy that you guys will have AC, bigger space, not on the floor that's usually used for like structure derbies and monster trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of people who are not in the business of doing events, they don't understand what goes on behind the scenes and the difficulties of even getting a date for a venue, and let alone air conditioning. And we had the swamp coolers there and everything. We did everything possible, but there's only so much you can do, and there's only so much the venue allows you to do,
Mhm.
and there's just so many things that get into it that it's when we get a question, hey, you need air conditioning next year at the at the expo, and we're like, well, they don't have air conditioning at the expo.
No, I mean,
You
no,
know?
they don't.
And so a lot of people, they just, unless you're there behind the scenes, you really don't know a lot that's happening. But we do everything possible for the fans. We give them the best that we can give them.
Mhm.
So we didn't hear many complaints at all, except for just the heat.
Oh, yeah, I know
um
the heat and people asking for the big garage doors to be open, but you ask that open, you have bugs, birds, animals coming in.
oh
Next thing,
yeah.
someone's booth gets ruined or someone's art is destroyed, and then it's like that you guys will be found liable for that.
Yeah, and the actors who appeared there last year, they didn't have a problem with it. They were fine with it. So, um, a lot of them are from California, so they don't mind the heat. But it sometimes you gotta deal with what God gives you, and that was hot weather that weekend. So,
Oh yeah.
and it was successful. It was a great show.
Oh no,
I mean, it
it,
was
it
great.
was like, I mean, from my experience working with you guys, doing press, getting a little chance to see behind the scenes, I could never run a con. I don't know how, you know, you guys do it, how people like Kamori Con and like Dragon Con, and like how they run cons, get a little idea of how they're run. It's like, I can't do that. I admire you guys for doing that because that's just, a lot of work, time, money, and just trying to get the guests, trying to get, the vendors, this, that's just like, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, to do a really good event, it takes a year to organize it.
Hmm.
And you're working an entire year just for one weekend if you think about it that way. So, but we want to give Medford the best, and I think we're giving Medford a huge amazing show, but also Beaver State, because that's what we're talking about. We always seem to go to
Oh,
Medford
yeah.
because
Well, that's where it all started. Was
yeah, and
for
you
here.
and you and you're based there too, right? So it
Yeah,
makes
I'm
more
based here.
sense. But the same can go for Bend, Oregon, and Beaver State. It's the same. It's the same scenario, and we give the best that we're going to give, and we're going to give one hell of a good show, and and we're going to be in Oregon for many years to come. The shows may outlive us. So
So back to Beaver State. So you guys are getting, or is it like one section, or is it like two sections of the building?
three,
Three, oh, three. Wow,
yeah, yeah,
that's
and
gonna be
we're
a
gonna
lot of that's gonna be a lot of
yeah.
walking for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
and we're gonna have an outdoor stage for
Ooh. So like this, your guys' standard stage, or is it gonna be a little bit bigger?
it's gonna be a standard stage, hopefully just a riser so no one falls off the stage, but it's gonna be a little bit elevated, and we're gonna have Under the Deco Tree there who've been to Anna Medford in the past,
Great people.
and we're gonna have a Eco Pop. Have you ever
Oh,
heard of
Iggy Go
this? Is it?
Pop. Yeah, I
Yeah.
actually, she was a guest on the channel a few weeks ago.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she was at Gem State, and she did amazing there on stage. Love her music. I bought her CD, so
Nice.
we are very supportive of her and her band, and she'll be performing there. They'll be doing two sets on Saturday, and Under the Deco Tree will be doing two sets. It'll be
Oh,
outside, so you can just bring a blanket and lay out on the lawn and listen
that's
to some tunes.
that's cool that you guys are getting music guests too and everything. Especially, it's I think it like it really livens up the con too when you have music guests.
Absolutely. Yeah, no,
I think
it gives people one more thing that they could do. I mean, they can spend half the day just watching the two concerts, let alone not even going into the vending hall or the movie room or the games that we're going to have there. We're going to have there's a local game shop that's going to be doing Pokemon tournaments, Magic tournaments, Warhammer, a lot of this type of stuff. Yeah,
Tabletop, nice. And I
yeah,
know, of course,
I don't know the name of the game shop. Maybe Marina, if she's in the office, can write it down for me, and I'll mention their name on your podcast. But yeah, they're gonna be there, and you're gonna be able to play Pokemon all day if you want.
Oh, nice. And of course, as always, the great, talented distance nerding is going to be there covering the guest panels and everything too.
Yes, they'll be interviewing all the celebrity guests who are there, and they all have their flights. They're all 100%. They all can't wait to come to Bend.
Right.
So, I mean, if you think about it, you can just watch the bands for half a day, then see your favorite guest panels. With the movie rooms, there's a lot of activities where, you won't be able to do it all, but that's what you want. But that's what you want. I mean, at Gem State, we had people who played D&D the whole weekend. They didn't see the rest of the show. They just played D&D. They wanted to play with different people, and that's the way to do it. And there were people who watched panels for half the day, then did other things. So we want to have multiple things for people to do. So because a lot of times you go out to events and you've seen the vendor hall, and then you're done. You can go home. But here there'll be lots of options.
No, I think that's great, and the fact that you guys are like getting big buildings. Now, is this a 1 day or 2 day, or is this just like 1 day? Just start out 1 day, then once it goes well, it's
Right.
2 days.
Well, we have that tradition of doing a 1 day, because what we want to do is we want to dip our toe in the water, and we want to give the people just a taste, and then next year 2 days, and then that's when it gets serious. But
Oh yeah, no.
even for 1 day, it's going to be amazing. So
Oh, I know people will. I even like 1 days. I know, from experience. Going to Sacramento for just a 1 day. A one day. It was a 1 day con. Driving all the way to Sacramento for a 1 day con years ago. It was like it's worth it though, and it's like I always recommend this to people if you're traveling for a con, if you can get there the day before. So when when it's the day of the con, you're not tired and you're not sleeping in and you miss it.
right, here's another thing is I go to the movies a lot, and I spend $14 to get into a movie. It's for 2 hours. If it's a big movie like Napoleon, maybe 3 hours, right? But you go to a convention, that's like 7-8 hours for
Yeah.
less than a movie.
Oh,
And you're actually meeting actors, not just seeing them on screen.
I mean, it can go on longer, like especially like towards the end, especially with like the cosplay contest. My experience, I remember it
Right.
went a little past the time it was supposed to go when I hosted last year. But I
Right.
digress.
Right. And there's so many great vendors there and creators, and you know, I mean, for like 10, $12, I bet it's totally worth it for an entire day.
And then plus you got the family pack too, which is I think in my opinion worth it.
4 people for 35 people, $35 for 4 people. It's incredible.
And we got the multi pass, which is like what, $60 I think.
I'm not sure. I believe it's going to be going up
Oh, that makes that
considerably.
like
Yeah.
that makes sense. But the multi pass, you get to go to all the cons. It's like basically going free to
Well,
all the cons.
well, here's the secret now for anyone who's in Oregon, that the Gem State multi pass in Idaho is going to be going up to like 125. If you can get the Oregon multi pass
Mm-hmm.
for like 60, you're saving. I mean, you can still use it to go to Boise and the other shows. That's the place to get it if you're in Oregon. Is you get the multi pass in Oregon, because in other places they're paying 125 instead of 60. So
Yeah, not every
I mean,
con,
you're
not every
saving
con
so
does
much.
like a multi pass thing either.
Yeah. So
Like I
you're
think it's
saving.
cool. Oh no, I agree. Yeah, you are saving. I think that's cool that you guys do the multi pass because like it shows like, hey, we have this thing, and if you're willing to pay extra, you can go to all our cons without having to pay in the future.
For the rest of your life.
For the for the rest, yeah, no, definitely, it's
Oh, Oh, we have people. We have people because you don't have to wait in line with the pass, the multi pass or whatever
It's
for
just
Amper
like
Pass. You just walk
it's
in
like
like you own the place.
it's just like that scene from Wayne's World where they're holding up their badges like
Right. Exactly. And I think I mean I believe there may be some other shows that do that, but it's very rare that shows do that. Conventions do
yeah.
that.
I know
Um,
like go ahead, sorry.
no, I was just going to say, but we have a proven record. We've been around for years. So
Six years.
if you buy that multi pass, I mean, we're going to be around a long time. So you're definitely going to get your money's worth.
Oh yeah. Now speaking of, are you guys gonna have food trucks for the con too?
There's going to be food there. That's Marina's department. I believe she's got, there's some concessions going on there and some other things. I don't know the menu though. I don't know what's on the menu.
I can't wait to hear about that. I guess now on guest wise, who are you guys having guests this year? Because I know you guys announced some guests because it's literally in like I think by the time this comes out this Sunday, and then by then it'll be like 2 weeks before the con. So you guys got almost 2 weeks before the show starts.
Right, right. And yeah, so we're going to have Tammy, was how to pronounce her name? Stronach. She's from Neverending Story. She
Oh,
was,
Moonchild.
yeah, she was the Princess Moonchild. And
Nice.
it's the 40th anniversary for that
No,
movie.
it's been 40 years already.
40 years, yeah.
Came out
So
1985. 80, wow.
it's sad, isn't it?
That's a perfect timing though to have her
Yeah.
come out.
And so her whole panel is going to be a 40th anniversary panel. And
Nice.
Bend, Oregon is very lucky. Oregon is very lucky because she is not making really any appearances this year except at Beaver State Comic Con. So the only place you're going to see her is at Beaver State Comic Con and to see that great panel about the 40th anniversary. So if you're into the never-ending story, I mean, once in a lifetime, this is it. You got to come to Beaver State. That's it.
I I imagine you guys are probably in your guys' movie room. Imagine you guys are gonna have the Never-Ending Story play as well,
Yes,
which makes sense.
yes, it'll be playing. Yeah, and then we have Christopher Niasi, who is anime voice actor. He has done Netflix the Godzilla animated movies.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the main character voice for those. And yeah, he's done a lot of different types of anime, and you can check him out on the website. And then we have Lizzie Freeman, who is also an anime voiceover.
Oh yeah, she's also in Digital Circus as well.
Yeah,
That web
and she's
series.
done, I think, some Pokemon stuff, a lot of stuff they've done. And then another one, if you're into sci-fi, Farscape, Gigi Edgerly is
Oh
going to be
yeah,
there.
I saw that in your guys. That is really cool.
Yeah, she played Chiana. Now, for people in Medford who want to see her, don't worry, she'll be in Medford too.
Oh,
So
that's right. For yeah, because you guys are already slowly announcing for Anna Medford and Metal Art this year too, which one's in
right,
July and the other's in August. Man, hard to
right,
believe they're not that not that far away when you think about it. God, we're
right.
already.
And think of it this way: we're already working on 2025, so we're
I like that you guys like you plan that far ahead because you know that it works out in the end, though.
yeah. You have to live 1 year ahead of everyone else.
You kind of have to when you're working. I mean, I think it's pretty common for conventions to like uh, to do that to plan ahead because
Right.
it's like, hey, we
Well
plan
look
ahead
at
now.
yeah. Well, look at Star Wars Celebration.
They
Their
plan
show.
years ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, in 2023, they were already planning 2025. So
No, I mean that's what
yeah.
Con did
Right.
last year at their ending ceremony. They were already announcing guests for this year. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
I would never do that, but I like to keep some secrecy, some surprises.
oh yeah, no, I mean it's good to have some things under the hidden. until like
but
the week
but
of.
they know what they're doing, and
Oh yeah,
they're
no,
good friends of
I commend.
ours, and we're big supporters of them.
I gotta
Um,
commend. Sure.
and then Spencer Wilding, who was Darth Vader in Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
I
Yeah.
can't wait. I can't wait for him to come down here next year. This
Well,
year.
he'll also be in Medford this year with Gigi.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
um, and then am I forgetting someone? We have some great artists. Luis Rivera. He did the Team Colossus comic book this year. So if you're in Bend, Oregon, you want to come to Beaver State Comic Con early because we're giving away 100 free copies.
Right. Right? You guys do that.
Yeah, we're the only Comic Con with our own comic book. So,
And I know you're getting Lloyd Freeman back from Mid Valley Comic, so I think that's Floyd.
Floydman Summer, right?
Yeah, Floyd Midsummer.
Right. Yeah, he does a lot of good artwork for us and posters.
Oh yeah, no.
Have
Him
you
and
seen
Steve are
his
great guys.
Beaver State Comic Con poster?
I think I have. I saw the one he did for Metal Art,
You
where
should
is
see. Yeah,
his Metal Art's Garbage Pail Kid. Yeah, no, I have to look at
yeah.
it.
You should see the Beaver State one. It's totally cool.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it the one with like the beavers? I think I saw one he had like with a bunch of beavers on it.
Yes, and we also have an artist who did a lot of The Simpsons, who's going to be
Oh,
there.
that's the one I saw on your guys' Instagram.
Yeah, and he's having a
Well,
special exclusive Beaver State Simpsons poster. So if you like The Simpsons, the, the only way you're going to get it is at Beaver State Comic Con, nowhere else.
oh man, that is cool. Now I also saw you guys are getting some cosplay guests as well too.
Yeah, Bend, Oregon. Oregon always has great cosplayers.
I have seen some pretty cool cosplay since I moved here though.
Right. And we have some amazing Oregon cosplayers for Beaver State Comic Con, and I'm very excited to be able to see them. And they're also one thing we're doing at Beaver State Comic Con is we have 2 panel rooms.
Two
So
panels.
yeah,
Nice.
so we'll have panel rooms, and some of those cosplayers will be doing panels on cosplay. So if you want to know some things about cosplay, or if you're getting into cosplay, or you want to start cosplay, this is a good time to go and come to those panels and to learn the ropes about cosplay.
That is cool because I mean, like when you have you have one panel going on, you'll have another one going on. Like how
There's
most cons will have
2, right?
like multiple like I know Con at least I think had like 3 or 4 going on.
Right,
Well, I
right,
was up there last year.
right. Well, they have a lot of space for that.
Nice.
I mean, Portland Convention Center, it's a big building. You're able to do those kinds of things up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I plan on going up there again next year for Rose City, so
Okay.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I plan on. We'll probably go to Comoricon again. You know, that's the one place. If you see me in Portland, I'll always be there for that.
Oh yeah, I mean you let them promote here down here for anime and they let you promote up there for your guys' upcoming 2020, future cons.
Right, they're getting a little bit better of the deal because they've been coming down to Medford for a long time, and most of the time I don't have a lot of time to go to Portland. But last year I was able to do it, and
Yeah.
I think this year I'll be able to do it again. But it's hard for me to get out there. It's a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
no, it's a big commute. I will have to agree with you on that.
Right.
What else should people be looking forward to when the con comes in 2 weeks?
We'll prepare to have lots of fun, and it's going to be family friendly. So bring the kids. 12 and under are free. I mean, if you have kids who are under 12, it's absolutely free. So for them, it's just they have to be with a one paying adult at least. But it's like $12 you get, and if you bring 10 kids with you, I mean, forget about it,
That's
right?
that's still like 12, 13, 15, even $20, honestly, is not a bad thing. And plus, people can always go onto Eventbrite to purchase tickets because I know sometimes you guys will do like have deals going on.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, when you go to get tickets online, that's where the discounts are going to happen.
Be sure to
So,
put a link. I'll be sure to put a link to that below so people can, people
right.
who are watching this can like find that and click and like, ooh,
Right. Like discounts, all discounts and family packs only happen online. If you go to the ticket booth, you won't be able to get family packs there. They're only available online. So if you're a family of four, or if you're four furries, or if you're four friends, you know you can get all in for $35.
that's still again like having that little like that the party, like having the family friends and family pack. I think that's a really cool thing because in like it's better than each people paying individually. Like, hey, they have this thing for 4 people for like $35. Let's just get that instead of having to eat. Especially people who can't afford it too. You know.
Right, and that's why Marina wanted to do these shows, because it allows just about anyone to be able to afford it. If you could afford a Happy Meal at McDonald's, you can pretty much get in, right? So,
I mean, sad truth is McDonald's. So that's the sad truth. I mean, yeah, you're paying. Oh man, but
and
I
we're
think your
trying,
guys' prices are fair.
yeah, we try to keep it as low as possible for people. So, but we can only keep it as low as possible as we can. I mean,
Oh
things
yeah, I
change in
mean,
the world and things happen.
inflation.
Um,
The more popular it gets, like the more you have to charge. And still, like you're not having to pay a whole lot either.
right. And if people want bigger guests, then, sometimes that has an effect as well,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
no,
So there's so many variables that go into it.
no, I wholeheartedly agree. So you guys have the game thing going on, you have the movie thing going on, you have the tabletop card game thing going on, the
Two
panels.
panels going on, concerts going on, I think. But
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of other things as well, but they don't when there's six shows running around in my head at the same time, sometimes I
Oh
forget.
yeah, no, you and Marina like literally the next well come June you guys are in like a few more months you guys got metal art and
Yeah,
then July,
yeah.
August, September, then
Anna Medford, and then
and Medford after
Powerhouse,
that.
Silver Age. I mean, it's
Yeah, you got the one. And by the way, congrats on getting a bigger venue for what was it, Powerhouse or Silver Age? You guys got a bigger.
Silver Age is at the convention center there, Reno Sparks Convention Center,
Nice. I
and
think I saw for Powerhouse. You guys got a bigger venue, I think.
uh, it's not a. It's about the same. It's just a lot cheaper than where we were. And the problem with the Powerhouse venue, excuse me, in the past, was when we started there 8 years ago. They allowed us to do whatever we wanted in the venue, and to
Hmm.
do our show the way we wanted. And every year they would put more rules and more regulations. Well, last year, 2 hours before the doors were to open, they told us, well, vendors are not allowed to bring in any water, or they can't bring in their own food. Um, and so here we are, and having to tell vendors you can't bring in your own water. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, because what the venue wanted them to do is spend water at the venue for $5 a bottle, and to buy food there, which is probably like $20 for a hamburger meal. And
Sure.
so we said, okay, that's it. We're done, because we got to support our vendors. And we,
Oh, I know. I
you,
mean, they're busting in at their tables for a good few hours, and let alone if they get the chance to go up, you know, get away from their booth to go get food or to eat.
right. And so the new venue we have at Powerhouse, they said, do whatever you guys want. We're not going to interfere with you or put any rules on you. I said, that's perfect. That's all I want.
I mean, hell, you were like running around a con trying to interview cosplayers and guests and everything, like you're gonna need to like have like a big thing of water in my case.
Right, right. And the most successful conventions are ones that are the least regulated by the venue.
Oh yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's always a plus when like the venue itself has like a concession stand and they're not charging $20-$30 for like a burger and fries. And then you got your food trucks, and then also,
Right.
you want to get away from the con for a while, you have like restaurants or fast food places in walking
Mhm.
distance, which I always think is the best thing to have when you're at a con, is have a food place nearby in walking distance.
Right.
Which I know,
Right.
you guys have like where Rogue X is located. There's like a bunch of places that are short driving and walking distance.
Yeah, we think Rogue X is an excellent, most perfect venue. The staff there have been tremendous, very supportive, and we're all very excited on both ends. And it's we want to have a great relationship and build that relationship, and we like to build bridges. We don't like to burn them down, and we want to be at Rogue X for many years to come, because we're it. So you want to meet celebrities and have a great time. It's that's where to go.
That's what worth it. Um, I guess the last thing is, um, so one last time, where is this? Where in Bend is this going to be, and what date and what time?
It's going to be at the Deschutes Fairgrounds or Expo County, Deschutes County. It's going to be 10 to 5 on May 11th. And it's actually in Redmond, Oregon, but everyone calls it Bend, Oregon, because Redmond is like a suburb of Bend.
That
So
checks out.
yeah. And if you're coming from far away, I have to be honest. I think the official hotel for the convention sold out. That's so yeah already.
Oh, that checks out. I mean, if it's a hotel nearby, it's
Yeah.
gonna sell out.
Yeah. So if you're coming long distance, definitely reserve a hotel immediately and come out and have a great time. I mean, we have 5 exclusive posters right at the door, and you get them autographed for free. I mean, if you just come for the posters and the artists, you're getting posters and free autographs for absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? And I mean, we try to put on shows where people would pay $40 to get in, but only cost 12. So
If like I said, if there was a Greyhound that would go from here to there or
I'm
some way.
surprised. I'm surprised there's not.
There is, but I have to take multiple buses, and it's just like if I'm definitely want to go next year, because I would definitely love to do a convention showcase for that con too, because that's my goal, is to get the chance to do showcases for all your guys' cons.
Now, but you know what? If you were at Beaver State, you could have been the MC for the second panel room.
I would love that. Um, and of course, people can. Yeah. By the way, where can people find the pages and everything to stay up to date with Beaver State and all the other cons on your guys' social
Yeah.
media? Right.
Well, number one is beaverstatecomiccon.com. That's number one. Also, you can go to colossusgirlentertainment.com. That covers everything. And then you can also go to Facebook, beaverstatecomiccon.com, and I believe also on Instagram. So, we post all the latest stuff as soon as we get it, and we post it, and it's all there. All the information is there. All the information's on the websites. Full program, not full program on the website yet, but most of it is on there. We're just waiting for the times for the schedule for the games for like Magic and Pokemon and Warhammer. And once we get those will be up as well.
No.
And, get tickets online through beaverstatecomiccon.com. That's the most important. If you want a discount, if you want to get in there for almost nothing, then you go to the website and get it. And if you want these things to continue, you got to come out and support it. Like, Wayne, like you said in the beginning, Boise, Idaho ended up getting Sean Astin,
I mean, you guys got Grey Delisle for Anna Medford back in 2022 as well.
Right. So the thing is, where are you going to go to a convention to pay $10 and be able to see Sean Astin? Nowhere except at our show. So come out to Beaver State Comic Con and the Medford events, support it, and we'll get those actors out to the area, eventually.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, I think that should do it again. Dave, thank you for coming on. I can't wait to hear how the con goes next month. Looking forward to seeing you, Marina, and the gang this year for Anna Medford and Medlark. And yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, man.
Well, have me whenever you want. I mean, you just call me and I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, I definitely will. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.